So, when you think of the UAE, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably those incredible gleaming skyscrapers, right? But there's so much more to the story. Beyond that famous skyline, what really makes this nation tick? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. We're going to look past the headlines and get into the mix of huge ambition and everyday life that makes the UAE, well, the UAE. Let's dive in.
And that really is the big question here, isn't it? Once you look past all of the amazing buildings, what is the real UAE? We're going to unpack all of it, from its deep cultural roots to what it's actually like to live there day to day.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we'll cover the basics with a nation defined. Then we'll get into the jaw-dropping stuff in Land of Superlatives. After that, we'll explore the cultural side of things with symbols of the Emirates, see who actually lives there in a global crossroads, and wrap it all up with some must-know info in your essential UAE toolkit. Okay, let's kick things off. First up, we're getting grounded with the basic foundational facts of this modern powerhouse. So let's just run through the core stats real quick. The capital, that's Abu Dhabi. Population is now just over 10 million people. And get this, the GDP is a whopping $507 billion. That's a lot of money, and it really shows you the kind of economic muscle we're talking about. The country is led by its president and prime minister. And, these aren't just numbers on a page. They paint a clear picture of a nation that's a major player on the world stage. And all that economic power, well, it fuels this incredible, record-breaking ambition. This is where we get to the fun stuff. Those world-famous, larger-than-life projects you've definitely heard about. Of course, we have to start with this one, the Burj Khalifa. It's not just the world's tallest building, right? It's a global icon. It's basically a giant, shining symbol of the UAE's ambition, just screaming, look what we can build. But their ambition isn't just about building up. It's also about looking up. With the Hope probe mission, the UAE became the very first Arab country to reach Mars. That's a huge deal, a massive leap forward for science and technology in the region. And believe me, the list just keeps on going. You've got Dubai International Airport, one of the busiest travel hubs on the planet. They literally built the world's largest artificial island chain, the World Islands. And then there was Expo 2020, where they basically proved they could host the whole world for one massive party of innovation. All right, enough about concrete and steel for a minute. Let's dig a little deeper and explore the cultural heart of this place. Because the national symbols here, they tell a really rich story about heritage, values, and what it means to be Emirati. Take the flag, for example. It's not just a design. Every color tells a piece of the story. You've got red for courage, green for prosperity, white for peace, and black for strength of mind. It's like a visual mission statement for the entire country. Then there's the national bird, the peregrine falcon. This is so cool because it's a direct link back to the region's Bedouin roots. Back when falconry wasn't just a sport, but a crucial skill for survival in the desert. It's a powerful reminder of a history that's still very much alive today. And you can see that identity in the national dress too. For men, you'll see the kandura, that's the crisp white robe, worn with a guthra headscarf, held in place by a black cord called the agal. And for women, it's the abaya, that elegant flowing black cloak, usually paired with a headscarf called a shaila. Nature and hospitality are also huge parts of the culture. You have the gahaf tree, which is this incredible survivor that represents stability out in the desert. Then there's the Arabian oryx, a beautiful animal that symbolizes both strength and the country's dedication to conservation. And, of course, dates, the national fruits, which are pretty much the universal sign of welcome and hospitality there. So, when you put all this together, the culture, the ambition, what do you get? You get a true global crossroads. And that's what we're talking about next, the people. Because honestly, the mix of who lives there is absolutely fascinating. Okay, just look at this chart for a second. This is pretty wild. A staggering 88% of the people living in the UAE are expats. Only 12% are actual Emirati nationals. I mean, think about that. That one single stat tells you almost everything you need to know. It is, without a doubt, one of the most uniquely multicultural places on the entire planet. And you see that international vibe everywhere. They have visa-free entry for people from over 170 different countries. And it's in the little things too, like how all the road signs are in both Arabic and English. It's a constant reminder that this place was built to be a home for the world. All right, to wrap things up, let's get practical. Here's a little toolkit with some essential info that's good to have, whether you live there or are just passing through. Okay, this is one of those things you hope you'll never need, but you absolutely should know. The emergency numbers. It's super simple. 999 for police, 998 for an ambulance, 997 for the fire department, and 996 for the Coast Guard. And honestly, these services are a big part of why the UAE is known for being one of the safest countries in the world. So if you had to boil it all down to one single idea, what would it be? I think this quote nails it. A symbol of cultural preservation and rapid progress. That really is the perfect way to describe it, right? It's this constant, incredible balancing act between holding on to a rich heritage and just charging full speed into the future. And the crazy part? The modern UAE has done all of this in just over 50 years. 50! Which leaves us with a pretty mind-blowing question to think about. If this is what they did in the first 50 years, what on earth will the next 50 look like? Thanks for joining me for this quick look at the UAE.